I often get asked, will I go under? And, and I think that when people ask me this question, there's often a little bit of a confusion. And so I'd like to clear that up now. I think because people have been so used over the years to seeing stage shows or stage hypnosis on television where people do all sorts of ridiculous things, where they start to forget who they are and think that they're Harry Potter, or think that they're a cowboy, or visualize themselves riding a horse and doing something ludicrous, that people just assume that a hypnotist is going to click their fingers, that person goes into some kind of trance-like state, and they will completely forget who they are and do whatever the hypnotist suggests. Now, that is nonsense, okay? And if you've heard me talk about this before, the reason that a person might appear in a stage show to do that is simply because they've got a very authoritarian hypnotist telling them what to do, giving them suggestions, and they are highly extrovert people who actually want to follow along to that. Now, you're probably statistically not one of those people, and I'm not. I'm a very good trance subject, but I simply wouldn't be in a hypnosis show. Okay, so and this myth is perpetuated on television as well. We have a show in the UK called Little Britain, and on that there's this hypnotist who sort of clicks his fingers and sort of says, in a moment as you look into my eyes, you'll go under, and the person he's talking to will do whatever he says. And again, that simply isn't the case. When somebody says, well, will I go under? I just kind of automatically say, well, under what? Under where? You're not going to go anywhere under. What you are going to do is be able to get the fixation of attention. You'll be able to become focused and absorbed and relaxed, to release all those worrisome thoughts and feelings that we call your conscious mind, that's actually stopping you make your change. Because chances are there is something that you want to change. So we go to the vast storehouse of your subconscious mind to make these changes. In trance, you'll be very alert. You'll be very aware, but you'll be hyper alert and hyper aware. And for a lot of people, it's usually like daydreaming. So at certain points, you'll be aware of the self-talk inside your mind. At other times, you'll start drifting off, particularly when I start to tell stories and metaphors. So, will you go under? Well, I don't think that's a very useful way to think about hypnosis, because it might suggest that you're in some state where, you are completely out of it. Now, it is possible to get in a very relaxed, daydream-like state in trance. But of course, the only times when a person is, completely out of it is, that would be being in a coma, or being asleep. And trance is more that kind of state, that twilight state in between being asleep and being awake. All right. So it's not so much about your being under, you're going under. Everybody has this natural ability to get into a trance-like state. I've spoken about this before, but if you're watching a favourite movie, and, have you ever, and I've had this many times, but have you ever been watching something on television that has so absorbed or transfixed you, you've completely forgotten that you put the kettle on in the kitchen, or you completely forgot that there was some food on in the other room because you were so absorbed in the task at hand, or perhaps hours had gone by and you completely forgot about everything else because you were so absorbed in what you were doing. That is the state of trance. You were, if you will, under to the degree you were in a trance-like state with the focus and the fixation of attention. Everybody does this. So it's not so much about going under, it's about getting in the right state so that the suggestions that are crafted for you will start to go into your subconscious mind and show up day by day. Now imagine being able to transform your biggest problem quickly and easily using hypnosis. And I'm sure you'll start to realize all the many wonderful benefits of hypnosis now.